So.
Terrible.
But we're waiting for Nasty Leroy to get here. Nasty Leroy, just to kind of give everybody a little bit of a backstory here. Nasty Leroy is a guy that we hear from the Simply Reliable Studios, met in the Spaces on X probably about a year and some change ago.
Mm-hmm.
Always popping into the spaces, whether it was Tribalism Free Zone, whether it was Rock and Ropes, whether it was Wrestle Collective, whether it was some random space we happened to be in. He just loves talking about professional wrestling as an independent wrestler. And we met him in the spaces.
Yeah.
We got to know him. And so when we started doing interviews, it was like, well, who can we book next? Who can we book next? And we always kind of had Leroy in the back pocket there because we knew he'd be down and we wanted to get more of his story because amongst the things that we're going to get him to talk about today, he trained at the Nightmare Factory with Cody Rhodes and QT Marshall. So there's a lot to get into and unpack right there. But Poder Mania, that ball was rolling. WrestleMania week, that ball was rolling, getting all the people that were going to be booked on shows Mania week. And Leroy just wasn't going to be on any of those. So it was like, all right, well, let's keep tucked in the back pocket, almost in case of an emergency break glass type of thing. Like, we know we've got this dude because we're cool with him, right? So then GCW announced the Backyard Wrestling Show, and he was on the poster for it, the flyer. It's like, dude, now is as good a time as any. He's being advertised, promoted on the poster for Game Changer Wrestling, which is a company that we are firmly behind. Obviously, you see all the coverage we give GCW. Joey Janela Spring Break 9 won pay-per-view PLE of the year last year. Busta and the Brain got tag team of the year. A lot of love to GCW, right?
Yeah.
Hell, me and Walter were in a space about a month ago being hosted by Brett Lauderdale and getting to talk to and interact with Brett in an X space. So it just made sense. Like, this is the time to do it.
Yep.
So the anticipation has been there to talk to Leroy for a minute, because now, a year and some change later, it's not as much interviewing an independent pro wrestler as it is getting to talk to a buddy, because he's an acquaintance that we've made through the Spaces on X. It's like when we had Gino Rivera come on during the old open mic night days, and I know that was before your time, Nick, but Gino Rivera is a guy that Jeff and I saw training at the Santino Brothers Wrestling Academy in SoCal 15 years ago. Came onto the thing, gave us almost 3 hours of his time after a show, driving with his students in the car. We had Sam Knight last year, who another guy me and Jeff had known for like 15 years, ahead of his final match, in an era where John Cena's retiring, Goldberg's retiring, AJ Styles is retiring. Here's a dude that we knew hanging up his boots as well. And talking to him about his final match. So now Leroy coming on here is kind of akin to that. It's a dude we've known for a year and a half, getting to talk to him and get more in depth with his story.
Yeah, it just makes sense.
Yeah. And I do know he has seen the message. I just clicked over, so it shows that he's seen. So hopefully he's not going to leave me on red, and he'll be popping in here momentarily, Already got 30 plus people watching us right now. Shout out to you guys. Love the fact that y'all are tuning in early, ready to check out this guy's story.